Now that the African Cup of Nations has ended, I have a very serious question I want to ask the Moroccans. First, congratulations to Senegal for making Africa proud. We are super proud of you for defending the continent. Now, here is my question to Moroccans. If you claim you are not African, why did you participate in the African Cup of Nations? I even saw many Moroccans crying their eyes out after losing AFCON, and that genuinely confused me. For years, we've heard repeated claims from some Moroccan voices saying, we are not African, we are Arab, we are different, we are not black. And it wasn't just talk. During AFCON, we witnessed hostility towards other African teams, disrespect that the world noticed immediately. So here's the contradiction. If Africa is an identity you reject when it comes to culture and solidarity, why does losing an African trophy hurt so deeply? Why? You don't get to distance yourself from Africa, then cry Africa when there's glory on the line. Belonging isn't conditional. If Africa only matters when there's a trophy, then it never mattered at all. Identity is not a switch you turn on and off.
Are we really sure that Morocco is truly part of Africa? The reason why I made this question the way they behaved during the AFCON tournament. I mean, it seems that they really wanted to host and win this particular trophy. And when things didn't go their way, they started acting some way. Emra, Nigeria, Bobo, they did something unexpected. Just a goalkeeper, Netawo, will keep you or send sweaty. You know, when you sweat, you wouldn't be able to see well. Just or they they went for the towel, not once, not twice. As if that wasn't enough, before the match, they refused to sell tickets to Nigerians. Senegal, their fans will be there. They occupied, in fact, about 98% of the stadium, thereby reducing the morale of the Nigerian national team. Now, we all thought it was just a gimmick to get them to the finals. But what transpired during the final was very, very disgraceful. So before I tell you why I am making this content, while they were playing the same tactics that they did against Nigerian goalkeeper, taking his towel, they started doing the same thing to the Senegalese goalkeeper. However, a very, 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 very clever second goalkeeper of Senegalese national team decided to guard the towel. He didn't even get that easy. Now, surprisingly, when they thought things have schemed into their way, Senegal winning this AFCON, they started acting very, very messy and stupid. Guess what, Adolfo? Now, all Senegalese shops in Morocco, according to reports, are being vandalized by these Moroccans. Now, Senegalese workers in Morocco are being sacked for supporting their own home country's team.
Holland. Holland. You aggressive guy. You aggressive guy. Gis ngeen. Naar yaa ngi agressé restaurant Mama Africa. Oh.
Alors, je viens de rencontrer une dame qui a une histoire incroyable. Écoutez.
Je suis burkinabé, mais on m'a chassé au travail à cause des cannes.
Incroyable.
On dit pourquoi j'ai supporté Sénégal.
Oui.
Je suis en pyjama, mes amis. Regardez-moi en pyjama.
Du coup, votre employeur, vous a dit de partir.
Je suis burkinabé. Mon patron me dit de rentrer.
À cause du match.
À cause du Sénégal.
Mais, incroyable. C'est pas possible.
Faut croire.
Et là, vous attendez le taxi.
Les taximans aussi ne veulent pas me prendre.
Les taximans ne veulent pas vous prendre. Incroyable.
Les taxis, même N-Drive, tu commandes, ça vient pas.
Incroyable.
On m'a appelé, N-Drive m'a appelé. Quand il a entendu que c'est noir seulement, il a accroché.
Mince, ils font la rage en fait. Incroyable.
Je marche depuis. Quoi, dans fraîcheur, ça là.
Incroyable. Yako, maman.
So this has gotten a lot of people talking, bisa questions, like, is Morocco really part of Africa, or is it because they share border with Spain? And in fact, they've been trying to indirectly and directly, push that agenda, say they are not part of Africa. I believe if they had their own way and commit me to joining Europe or wheresoever. Now, it is very, very sad. So a lot of people are doing content, bashing them. They are flowing their minds to them over senior behavior. They believe they are being racist, and that is very, very bad for African football and even entirely the unity of Africa. Answer me, Jamuma, and some videos. Now, answer me, do you think Morocco is really part of Africa or deserves to be even considered an African country? Let us know under this post. Adolfo Vimba still so.
Buy your tower, yeah. Buy your tower, yeah. Buy your tower, yeah. Your tower, your Afghan tower. Buy your tower here. This one on top now. Nigerian keeper use them. The second one, now Hakimi use on clean tears. This middle one. That's Mendy's towel. Please come and buy your towel. As we now win the AFCON, buy your towel from me. Now me first start this business, so buy your towel, buy your towel, buy your towel.
Senegal's win over Morocco at AFCON was bigger than football, because what we saw, it wasn't just competition. We saw anti-blackness, and it's a pattern that shows up not only at AFCON, but in some North African ball clubs where African players have faced racist abuse, insults from the stands, and disrespect that should never be tolerated. And during this match, Senegal faced too much. The goalkeeper's towel being snatched repeatedly, Senegalese fans reporting tickets being withheld, a lack of proper security protecting the Senegalese team, and in the press corps, booing Senegal's coach, Papa Thiaw, during the post-game press conference. That wasn't sports passion. That was hostility. And now Rolling Stone Africa is reporting that Coach Thiaw has been banned indefinitely. The bigotry is loud and proud. We already know anti-Black racism is a problem in Europe. But the fact that African players can face this level of hatred on African soil in their own land, now that's unforgivable. And here's what makes it even more painful. North Africa has produced champions of African unity, from Muammar Gaddafi to Morocco's revolutionary internationalist Mehdi Ben Baraka, who fought for African liberation and Pan-African solidarity. So we know that unity is possible, but unity requires accountability. Africa must confront anti-Black racism head-on in stadiums and clubs and institutions, because dignity is non-negotiable. Now, finally, congratulations to Senegal for winning the tournament. Senegal, you have become a model of Black excellence. And you've made us all so very proud. And if you didn't know, now you know.
I don't care. The reason why this Senegal win is extra sweet is because the team that is unequivocally African won the African Cup. Because even though there are some people whose country is situated within that continent of Africa, they don't like to identify themselves as African because they don't see the advantageous benefits in being African. So they will use their ambiguous look to give them some benefits. They rather say that they are Arab, or to say, oh, but I'm North African though, as if to say there's some type of hierarchy with being African. When I see deeply melanated brothers on the pitch and it being down to skill, because against the odds, we know that there was a lot of foolery going on, they still won. I love this, because why would you be so giddy to win a tournament for something that represents an identity that you don't like? Let's keep it 100. And this should show that support will be given to those who support others within the same continent. If you make it clear that you want to separate yourself, then you'll be treated accordingly.
What Vimbas TV.